votes.
So Tyler did things. That's good. That's good. I survived is what I'm going with.
Well, that's good too. That might be better, actually.
I don't know.
You
What's
survived.
up, fanboys and fangirls?
What did you have?
I just life.
Oh. Yeah. It'd be like that sometimes.
Adulting in 2024.
Contagious with life.
Yeah, that's a fair...
How many envelopes how many pieces of mail did you get this week that said your identity may have been compromised and you should
Oh, I haven't got
check
any
your
of those yet.
Equifax?
I only
or
check my
whatever.
mailbox like once every 2 weeks.
So you'll have a couple in there when you...
No.
Actually, probably not.
I'll have, what's the name of that store where stuff is super cheap?
Unless...
Kind of...
Ollie's?
Temu?
Yeah, I get all these ads every time.
It's because you're close. They're like, we can do that apartment complex.
There's a guy who lives in the apartment right there. Yeah.
I'll have a bunch of coupons that'll go immediately in the trash. Somebody else's mail who used to live there.
Yep.
Those are
And
the
it's an election year, so get
could
ready for
probably-
those political mailers.
I could
Ooh,
return
good
that,
point.
probably.
Niners definitely in the NFC Championship because it's an election year. Nick Bosa is going to ball out.
But who are they playing?
That I don't know. Let me think on it. I'll answer throughout.
Okay.
We're just going to randomly insert these comments into the middle of the show. I love it. Well, anyways.
Will Nick Bosa ball out, though, if Trump loses?
He might play even better, honestly.
Out of anger?
Like, I wonder what the splits will be post-November for him. Like,
He'll be at like 5 sacks, and then the next week he'll get 5
5
sacks.
sacks, yeah. Like the
Just
week
double
after
his
the
sack
election,
rate.
if Trump doesn't win, yeah.
Just goes off.
He sets the sack record in the back half of the season. It's like, what?
Oh.
Yeah, so Niners would be one pick.
What is sorry, I feel like this conversation started before the show started.
Oh, he asked who my
What-
picks are for NFC Championship and
Every year
AFC Championship and then Super Bowl.
I ask him for his Super Bowl pick, but I kind of spread it out a little more this year. Now that preseason's over,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I need to know where I put my money when I bet. I won't bet, but I'm
Uh,
not a betting man.
where are these things?
No money.
No money.
I'm just having a hard time deciding between Green Bay and Detroit for the other NFC Championship spot.
You don't think there'll be some sleeper in the NFC game?
If there is, it's maybe the Rams. But I don't know how much you can really
Not picking
call
the
it.
Bears like everybody else?
No.
Duh, Bears.
I think everybody thinks the Bears will be dramatically improved, and I agree. That defense was the best defense in football the last 6 weeks of the season. Sorry, we're going on a rant here. But, like, that division is insane. Like,
Green Bay.
Packers and Lions are legit, like, contenders. They're good.
And the Vikings, maybe, if their quarterback didn't have 2 broken legs.
Yeah, and if Darnold, like, plays any kind of decent, like, they're going to be pretty solid, too. So, like, that division is not... Like, that's 6 games that are real tough. So, I don't know. And also, like, rookie quarterbacks... Very, like, Stroud obviously was unique, but, like, it's not normal for rookie QBs to do that. So, it's hard to say. Now, I think they'll be way improved. I think they may even sneak into the playoffs, but I don't think they're making it to the NFC
Even
Championship.
Burrow just almost died his rookie year.
Yeah. I mean, we blew his knee out.
Because
I was in Washington.
he had
It's not good.
0 offensive line.
Yeah, Chase Young blasted his knee into the sun.
Ouch.
So, I think, I don't know.
Trevor Lawrence sucked.
The Rams, then he was good.
I'm even just kind of going
Then he
off
was
number 1
good, then he
picks.
sucked again.
Bryce Young sucked.
Yeah.
Who was the last number 1 pick to be good in their rookie season?
Oh, man. That's tough.
Hope y'all are here for some sports.
I would say this has been the NFL preseason analysis
You know,
brought to you by...
As weird as it might sound, it might be Jared Goff.
Okay, yeah.
Like, he wasn't great, but he wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Like, there was definitely like should he have been the 1 overall? But, like, he ended up, I mean, he's great in Detroit. He's really freaking good.
He took him to the Super Bowl.
He did take the Rams to the Super Bowl, yeah. Sure did.
It's a fact.
And then got traded because he thought Sean McVay's girlfriend was hot.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
Unprofessional.
The lesson is, if you're number 1 pick, you might be terrible your first year. But if you're the last pick and you're the 3rd string,
you got a shot.
You got a shot.
You got a shot. Oh, goodness.
Shout out Brock Purdy.
Yeah, shout out. Love Brock Purdy.
Yep.
It's my dog.
Shout out Baroque hanging out with us in the chat.
Someone tried to use his debit card.
Oh.
Going back to your identity being stolen
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
He said he was trying to find out if they were buying a Metallica or a Taylor Swift ticket because it was used on Ticketmaster.
Classic Ticketmaster. Are we sure that wasn't just like a fee for
It
using
might have
Ticketmaster?
Yeah, I was gonna say it might just be fees.
It might be I'm using
Honestly,
Ticketmaster. I visited their website.
Yeah.
Terms and conditions
You
actually
should fee
just
me.
imply that you have to pay $500.
Maybe they were
Or
buying
they'll
a
murder
park.
your family like Disney.
Yeah.
You gotta read real close.
Maybe they're
Real
buying a
real
parking
vibrant.
ticket, like a parking pass for some sporting event. Those are pretty pricey too. Dude, we're gonna talk about Disney and murdering people when we talk about Chick-fil-A adding a streaming service, because that is my
Forgot about that.
conspiracy, and I'm sticking to it.
Chick-fil-A wants to murder somebody?
That Chick-fil-A is doing that to have a scapegoat for if they kill someone with an allergen.
Oh my gosh.
Dude,
But Disney
you think
let
it's
go of
a
their part of that
coincidence?
suit.
It's a coincidence that happens, and then Chick-fil-A, a food restaurant's like, we're launching a TV service. What?
I think, what is Angel Studios or whatever, just needed an outlet for their movies. And
Chick-fil-A's like, we'll do it.
Chick-fil-A's like,
That's pretty good.
Flywheel 2, Facing the Giants
I was going to
2.
say Facing the Giants is the first one. Fireproof?
Fireproof 2.
Fireproof, yeah, that one.
Courageous 2. That one's pretty good. I like that one.
Which one's Courageous?
It's the one they were police officers.
Ah, yes. Remember that one.
And I didn't watch any of them after that.
Watch any of them. That's not true. I saw some of those. Yeah. Anyways, we'll talk more about fast food streaming services here in a little bit. To start
Give me
off,
the McDonald's stream.
let's.
They'd have anime, I bet.
Just call it Crunchyroll.
No, you know who would absolutely crush those? Arby's. Arby's is very in tune with pop culture.
Arby's
We have the
would.
meats.
Yeah.
And anime! Yeah. They're very in tune with pop culture.
That's true.
So.
That's true.
They'd make a Destiny show.
I feel like they'd probably be killing it on the actual content, but in terms of understanding the zeitgeist of the moment and how to market, like, it's Wendy's.
Well, if they have their social media
They
manager,
don't
right?
have a problem getting in brawl.
No, they
I
don't.
just want a spin-off a video game of all of these restaurants in a Super Smash Brothers
Dude, yes.
mascot fighting.
1000%.
Like, give me Wendy and Grimace and
The Hamburglar.
The Hamburglar,
Ronald McDonald.
Just going at
Whoever-
the Burger King.
The voice dude from Arby's, whatever he would be.
I know. I'm just saying the Jack in the Box would probably be the annoying spam character.
Yeah, probably.
No, that makes sense.
If you play as the Taco John's cactus, you actually die in real life. Just like if you went to a Taco John's.
What else could there be?
Oh, Lord.
The Chick-fil-A cow.
Yeah.
It's just a cow.
It's just
With
a
like
cow.
the Eat More Chicken sign on.
Probably compare that one to Ganondorf. Just
Dude.
an absolute unit. It's like one punch and you might just fly off.
I like it.
Whereas Jack in the Box is Meta Knight.
Dude, this is great. I'm super into this, actually.
So we've determined what our first game as a gaming studio is going to be.
Well, we've been laid off. I had to break
Yeah.
it to you.
Our studio is closing.
We only had 5 concurrent players.
Oof.
But we're
Talk about that later, too.
We're talking about all of our news stories. Okay. Real quick, before we jump into news and announcements and things like that, there were some new trailers out this week. Luke, as our master of the trailers over there.
Yes.
You wanna
Not
lead
counting
us
Gamescom.
Yeah.
First one I got written down is Y2K.
A24.
Yeah. I think...
Who's directing this?
Kyle Mooney, he's from SNL.
Yeah. Just like a weird pairing, but...
I think this looks
into
like a
it.
lot of fun.
I think this looks awesome.
I loved the tone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm into this.
Yep. Big
and
fan. Yeah.
the return of Kenny Baker. I don't remember his name from Deadpool, but I think he's hilarious. He's so funny in Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Kenny Baker,
kid.
the kid. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome concept. All the electronics are trying to kill you once the year 2000 hits. I love it.
And it's about a boy who wants to get with a girl.
Classic
2000s movie.
Keep it simple.
Yep.
Love it.
Keep it simple.
But not weird, because that's what Licorice Pizza did.
Yes.
Keep it simple, but not weird.
Just keep it interesting.
Yeah.
Also, I think that was the other problem I had with that movie. It was boring. Next one I have. Raise your hand if you're a crier. Superman, the Christopher Reeve story.
You guys advised me not to watch this right before we recorded, so I did not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I will watch
yeah.
this tonight when I'm at home.
I was tearing up during the trailer. This is gonna be a heart
The tearjerker.
ripper.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited to watch it. I've heard great things about it. Obviously, a huge fan of Christopher Reeve and his Superman.
Yep.
So I'm really looking forward to this. It's in theaters, like 2 days.
In September, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 20th and.
Yeah, it's pretty
You know what,
limited
I'm gonna
run,
look it
right?
up.
But yeah,
yeah, if you
a little
don't know the
documentary
story-
about Christopher Reeves.
If you don't know the story, he was Superman, obviously, and he was in a horse accident and he was paralyzed from the neck down. And it's just kind of about his life. And it looks super good. I didn't know this stuff about like Robin Williams,
Yeah.
so that was super cool. Really, really excited.
Yeah, there's some lines of dialogue, things he said in there, and they're just paired so well. Like it's such a well-made trailer, but just about what, he thought a superhero or a hero was.
Yeah.
When he was portraying Superman, and like what he feels like it is now, and with the music and everything, man, it hits hard.
In theaters on September 21st and 25th.
Okay.
What day is that? 1 month. Oh my gosh, I haven't even opened up my calendar ever on my computer. Apparently.
21st is Amazing Race.
That's a Saturday.
I might go that day then. That's a good day to watch Christopher Reeve story. We going?
Probably.
All right.
Cry
Sweet.
together.
You already know it.
Bring the tissues, baby. Iron Claw
Well,
Part
I
2.
just grabbed them from the popcorn stanchion. Where all the like ketchup pack and stuff. Yeah, for the Iron Claw, I was just like, we're gonna grab a handful of these. I've heard things.
Clutch.
I was right.
Super clutch.
Yep.
Next trailer, Megalopolis. This is the greatest trailer in the history of trailers, and has nothing to do with the actual movie.
trailer, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
it has only to do with the trailer. The actual movie,
Yeah.
it's just like, who cares at this point?
It's almost like sorry, finish what you were saying, then I'll...
The movie looks... I don't even know how to
It
describe
looks like a
anymore.
mess.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of even like a more chaotic Babylon.
Dude, literally the exact same thing I was about to say.
It's like, what if we did Babylon, but we were on more drugs?
Yeah. Like, I didn't see Babylon, but that trailer reminds me of what this trailer... Like, it makes me feel the same things.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird, man.
The trailer, however, it was really cool. Like, in the first 20 minutes. Because it just had all these negative critic
20-minute long
reviews.
trailer?
No, just in the first 20 minutes of
like
it
the
existing.
buzz of it.
Oh, yes,
Because
yes.
it was quotes from reviews of Francis Ford Coppola movies that are like famous now for being greatest movies of all time.
Right.
And it was like, this is crap.
Horrible.
Horrible. I hated it.
Uninspired.
Absolute mess. Well, it was all fake. Apparently, they used AI to make those. Some of the quotes aren't real for different movies. I think they pulled one of them from Batman.
Yeah.
The guy who made it got canned immediately.
Yeah, deservedly.
So now it's the greatest trailer of all time.
And they pulled the trailer. Like, it still exists, but they pulled it off of their channels, and it's obviously it's not going to be advertised anywhere, but you can still find it online.
They just took all those out and they just added one that says, "Don't trust the critics. Lol, see it for yourself. Make your own opinion."
So
do your own research.
What was the thing you sent earlier?
Jack Bob.
What did Francis Ford Coppola do? You sent something over earlier.
I did. Hold on, I can pull it up. He he had a quote about
making movies.
Okay, so Francis, this is from Variety. It's over on X, Twitter. Francis Ford Coppola didn't want Megalopolis to be quote unquote some woke Hollywood production. Says cast includes people who were canceled, and then
Adam Driver was canceled.
Heck yeah, baby.
No, but John Voight definitely more or less was.
Oh.
So my theory is that they're doing like the kind of shock marketing where it's like all the buzz will be so negative that people will go see it.
At this point.
Yep.
Yeah. Between that,
because it'll be like it's a train wreck. I can't look away. I need to see what the mess is.
Non-consensual kissing on set.
Yeah.
Just
from funding it with his own money to the marketing issues to now it's not some woke Hollywood production to
Lionsgate picked up this movie and they're like, oh my gosh, Borderlands, The Crow, and now this.
Dude, whoever's running Lionsgate is getting canned immediately.
They're having the worst 2024. Started off so good.
Right.
They're like, we got 3 movies coming out.
What does Lionsgate have the rights to?
I'm gonna greenlight Divergent 4.
They would have done I think this is a year old now. They have Hunger Games, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they'll get that.
Their 2023 was much
2023 was fine.
They nabbed the rights to The Chosen.
Oh, that'll do. I mean,
that'll do
fine
okay
for what they've invested in it, right? Like, no, it's just
wholly owned.
Baroque says Borderlands was bad, but it got me playing the pre-sequel again. So there's that. Look, we'll talk a little bit about Borderlands when we talk about Gamescom. I do think that there's it's been fun to watch people watch that movie and be like, this is horrible. I'm going to go enjoy,
the best version of it.
The game version of it, which is the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whichever game you kind of lean towards. But that's pretty fun. But all right, what else we got trailer-wise?
We got a trailer for Lord of the Rings, but not the show. This is the new anime. The new anime movie.
The War of the Rohirrim.
Yes, the War of the Rohirrim.
Shling!
I gotta be honest. I don't know how I feel about this.
Here's how the trailer went for me. It was like, oh, weird way of I have an upside down thumb. Weird way of opening the trailer, just being like, remember Peter Jackson. You remember Lord of the Rings? Look, here's stills from, or not stills, but clips from Two Towers, right? And it's so weird. Oh no, what is this? And then it kind of okay, the actual trailer starts. It's like, oh, Lord of the Rings in anime looks cool. That's an art style that I like. Swings way up, right? Okay, this is cool. And then after sitting with it for a while, and something Tyler said has kind of brought me back down here. Yeah. And it's oh man, I'll go see it, and I will hopefully enjoy it. But based on what this first trailer has given us, it feels super generic, and I want Tyler to kind of jump in and say what your thought process behind what you were saying to me.
Yeah, I watched it and I was like, this is cool, but you could just take all the Lord of the Rings branding and naming out of it, and I'd be like, yeah, it's just another fantasy anime. Like,
Yeah.
nothing about it screams Lord of the Rings to me, other than the obvious.
You mean the main character's thigh-high boots?
It's just weird. Like, I don't know. I think Baroque has a pretty good comment. I love Lord of the Rings. I love anime. I feel nothing for War of the Rohirrim. And I think, like, watching this is like, yeah, I mean, there's probably 30 things on Crunchyroll that could give off this exact vibe.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the problem, right? Like, if you're going to use Lord of the Rings, use it. Don't, you know, you go for it.
Yeah.
And especially in animated format, where you can go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do some of the crazier stuff that happens in Middle-earth, right? But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll see. I
I feel like the anime
it looks pretty.
genre and how weird anime can be, and you'd be like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Feels perfect for like what you've told me about like Morgoth. And the
Yeah, I was gonna say first
really old
age
stuff.
War of the Wrath, like that could be a really cool thing to do in anime.
Instead, they're like showing us animated shots of something we've kind of already seen. Like,
It's
like
it's
a
horse
different
stuff, right?
time, but it's like we've seen this before.
We've seen
We've seen him yelling, running up and down the line. Like we've
yeah,
seen that.
we've seen him go up against the Oliphants, and
Yeah,
like so. What's new there is probably going to be
the girl.
character driven.
The girl's new.
But you can do character driven. My argument would be you do character driven better in live action. You just get more emotion,
Yeah.
and so like lean into your strengths there.
I think it's Peter Jackson. A, got paid a lot of money. B, probably wanted to do more with Lord of the Rings, but didn't want to direct like a feature film.
I bet he's doing absolutely nothing with
You
it.
think he's just putting his name on it?
Yeah.
Is he just producing? Or is he directing?
No. He's just
Okay.
producing. It's being directed by a very famous anime director, writer-director. No, my guess is Peter Jackson is
Know what I think? I think he was butthurt that he was like left off of Rings of Power. So he like put his his name like at the front of this trailer, so people like were like, "Oh, Peter Jackson
but
isn't."
Oh, it's the guy. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Keep going.
I don't know. I think he's doing the executive role of like anything that is cinematic and within the Lord of the Rings that runs through Warner Brothers. He basically gets he gets the opportunity to be a producer on it.
He gets that money.
He gets the money,
did-
but
he did
he
some of the
also gets
Ghost in
to
the
make
Shell stuff.
hey, design wise, he's going to be able to give notes on. I think that looks good versus we're going to use this version of a sword versus this version of because that's what
He's like, those boots aren't high enough.
I mean, the boots thing.
It is weird though. Like it does feel weird.
It's like, how do you like bend your legs? A horse. Like, just be straight.
Well, and like Luke, you kind of made the comment that it feels very like waifu-y
Yeah.
with the thigh-high boots, and then I think back to like Tolkien and kind of his worldview and the way he wrote these stories, and I'm like, yeah, he might roll in his grave if he saw this. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know
guess
if he'd like that
the
very
girl's like a totally new character.
Oh,
too.
yeah, I'm sure-
Like the story is from stuff.
His textbooks.
There is a reference to
something
that happened similar to this, and they've taken that and used that as a base of, here's
and
the
he
base
punched
of the
him and
plot.
killed him. Anyway, back to our
Yeah.
actual story. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like it was pretty mixed. Last time they just made up a new character, which was the Hobbit, Tariel.
Yeah.
I liked her, but
I mean, there's a decent number of
There's those
characters
purists out
in
there.
Rings of Power that are made up too.
true.
So I don't know.
Galadriel. No,
Not yeah. Not as hyped for this as I had hoped to be after seeing the trailer.
Agreed.
But
Maybe a
fingers
second
crossed that
trailer.
it's just the trailer.
Maybe a second trailer
I
without
actually-
live-action Lord of the Rings content in it.
Yeah.
That could help.
That could help.
I actually think the movie will be good. I just didn't think they did a good job of selling me what it's
Yeah.
going to be.
Right.
And the live action stuff at the beginning, like, was just kind of pissed me off. It's like, seriously. Like, we are in the age of, hey, remember this? Though, so I guess it does make sense that we'd go there.
Nostalgia!
Oh, so good. How about another animated thing? We got a lot of animated things today, actually.
Please be a good one.
Depends who you are. Twilight of the Gods.
Oh, God. 6.
Norse mythology anime.
As envisioned
from visionary director. Did it say that on this? I know that
I can't remember.
Stuff. Zack Snyder is making this, and it looks exactly like everything you would expect from a Zack Snyder thing.
Just
blood,
animated.
Sex.
Yeah, highlighting sex in the trailer is such a ridiculous move from him. Obviously, he didn't cut the trailer, but like...
I might make a gif of just that popping up.
Just the sex part. Sex. You should. And then send it to me so I can keep it and use it for things. But I was like, come on, man. Yeah, this is a thumbs down. I'm not watching this.
Yeah.
This looks bad.
I'll watch it. No, well, not a thumbs up, but I'll watch it. It looks okay to me. It's just the fact that it's Snyder that makes me go, oh,
well,
man.
I
just have no faith in the writing. Like, I feel like it's just going to be so bad.
Like what I think I said it in our chat. Any other director does this, and I'm way more interested.
Yeah, probably true for me as well.
I'm just not convinced that I'm going to even remotely appreciate what he's trying to say or how he's doing it.
Well, he doesn't know what to say.
Well, it's probably not gonna say
that. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna say sexual assault because that's what he always puts in everything he does. It's going to say blood, slow-mo. Like, there's not going to be anything in it.
Slow-mo.
Slow-mo.
Like, it's in the first 2 seconds of the trailer. There's slow-mo. And you're like, oh, my God.
For all we know, the sex was in slow-mo, too.
Probably.
Maybe they slowed that down.
There is slow-mo sex in Rebel Moon, isn't there? Pretty sure there was in that trailer.
Good question. Have I watched them? No, I have not.
Yeah, I'm not.
We will not be watching
the director's cut.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like it was in slow-mo.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Dude, that just... How are, like, Red Band trailers? I'm always surprised that they can just be like, yeah, put some sex and nudity in the Red Band trailer and just throw it up on YouTube. It's like... Is that allowed?
Well,
like, it's okay because it's a movie trailer and we're letting you know this is what it's going to be like. And it's like, I can't do that.
That's a good point.
I don't know. I've always just thought it's weird.
We're going to start having Red Band episodes.
Nope.
Oh, no? Okay. Never mind. We won't.
I'm too shy. No.
What trailer's next?
There's another trailer. This is also Red Band. Terminator Zero.
Oh, I didn't see this one.
This is the anime, the new one, right?
Yeah, it's very violent.
Yeah, this is. Like,
this looks awesome.
Yeah. This is using the anime platform in a way that makes sense, and going for it.
Yeah, and like I'm super excited to see stuff during the future. Because we, like, in Terminator, we always go to the past at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, like, it looks like a lot of this is going to be during the actual war versus the machines, which is super cool.
Yeah,
I'm super excited. It comes out in, like, 5 days.
I was going to say,
I think it comes out Friday.
Because we have Rings of Power, you have that. There's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I think it comes out the 29th. Or the 30th.
This week is packed.
Yeah.
So.
Very packed.
Yeah, thumbs up. This looks cool. It'll definitely be going on my watch list.
And the last trailer I have, announcement trailer, we're getting the backyard sports games back.
Dude. Did you see the thing they posted today?
No.
And it was like...
it was all fake, huh? Gotcha.
It was like millennials all week or whatever, and it's the scene from Moneyball. It's like, how can you not be romantic about baseball? And it's Brad Pitt watching Pablo Sanchez taking that bat. Dude, it's so good. I was like, these guys are killing it. And on a more serious note, though, I'm very excited that this is coming back simply because I have 2 young kids who will now get to grow up with a game that is made for them. And I appreciate that this is coming back so much. And maybe there'll be a sports game worth playing on my Switch. Because right now, all the sports games I've purchased for my Switch suck.
Is this like a remake, or are they just
I
making a
think
new
they're
one?
making new ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, who's remaking it? Is it the person that did Bounty Hunter and Star Wars?
No, I think they're...
Two of the worst remakes.
I think they're like going back into this franchise as like we're developing new titles in this franchise, which I think is cool. I just hope they don't try to do too much. Like these games are known for being simple. Just keep it
Throw
simple.
the whirly bird pitch or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
You hit nukes with Pablo.
That
And
kid
you
in the
let-
wheelchair moves really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, Pablo is like the GOAT. Ernie was good. But Ernie should have always been faster because he was tall, but he was really slow.
Maybe he wasn't coordinated enough to run.
Yeah, I guess not. But like nothing is better than watching a fly ball come down and you're like, please catch it, please catch it, please catch it. It's like, no! Like I just think it's so exciting.
How did they determine that? Is it just like an internal D20?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
That's awesome.
And then based on their rating, they adjust what the check would be. So like if their catch rating's like,
Backyard baseball, the tabletop role playing game.
dude, that'd be sick. That would be sick. Somebody's got to make it.
Crazy. Very cool. Well, we don't have a proper review tonight, so we're going to just kind of roll into some more trailers / news that's out at Gamescom. We'll talk about Gamescom stuff first, and then we can move into some more general news. But what was the, I don't know, thing that you guys remember most about this game? Like, whether it was the most important, impactful to you, or the biggest announcement, I guess. What's that one story that you're like, okay, yes, we got this, or ooh, we got that?
For me, it was a really just quick moment of emotion, both good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's when I think it was Jeff got on stage and it was like, a couple years ago at the Game Awards, we debuted Arc Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, and now we've got something new. It's had some changes, blah, 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 blah. So check this out. And it was like a 15-second tease.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, playtesting
October.
in the fall, or October. And it's just like, okay. So it was just like, oh, finally, Arc Raiders something.
Yeah.
And it's just...
But now it's a $40 game.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, yeah, I would say, yeah,
We'll see.
We'll see about that.
Since when? So, yeah, that was a huge high because I thought I was going to finally see what that is.
Nope.
And then, nope, it was just like a helmet. It's like, okay, this is stupid. But... the thing that actually, and I won't play this game, but I was really impressed with was the Dune Awakening
Yeah.
trailer. Or not even trailer, just showcase. That game looks insane.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't a survival, whatever it is, I don't remember what genre it's in, but
Right.
I would totally
Survival
play it.
MMO.
Yeah. Like... it looks way more involved than I was expecting, and I think it looks super cool, but I won't play it.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was something really big, but it wasn't a game, so...
Yeah. I think that's probably everybody's favorite thing that was announced.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll just, very quickly say two things. The first being... that Borderlands 4 was announced for 2025? Like, are they able to turn that around that fast? I feel like that wasn't in development until maybe this year.
I bet it was in development for a couple years, and they finally were like, okay. My assumption's probably the wrong word, but I think it is. Maybe it's the right word. My assumption is that most games actually get built in about 10 months.
Yeah, that's true. There is like that last
there's
8-month push or whatever.
There's like 3 or 4 years of a lot of like, what is this gonna be? And then like they do a lot of experimenting, and they're trying to trying to hone it in, and then it's this big sprint at the end. Because if you say, oh, we have 24 months, well then we're gonna keep making changes and changes and changes, and like inevitably the last 6 to 10 months is just going to be the actual building of the game because you have a deadline.
Yeah. Well, and I say Borderlands because I think it was probably the most surprising announcement to me.
Mm-hmm.
But the announcement that I think I'm most excited about, and I never expected to be excited about, is Mafia: The Old Country.
Yeah.
I think the premise for this is great. And those games are known for phenomenal stories.
Mm-hmm.
And so to take it back to the early 1900s where the mafia begins in Italy, like, I just think that's such a cool idea.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious to see how that turns out.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they all speak Italian, otherwise it's 0.
But yeah, I think those are the two that really, and there were some smaller games too. Like I think it's called King of Meat. Looks really fun. It's like Fall Guys, but
you build your own
like little
courses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked cool.
Like Super Mario Maker meets Fall Guys kind of idea. Like I think that looks like it could be really fun to play with friends.
That was the trailer that had Jeff Keighley in it.
Yeah. And then Arc Raiders, it was cool to see something come from it. I listened to a podcast where they actually got to see it behind closed doors, and the feelings were generally positive, I'd say.
Another extraction shooter.
Kinda, yeah. I think it's kind of what Division Heartland was going to be. Like, go out, collect these resources, do these things, and then come back.
And then you can also go into the PvP.
Yeah. Or you could run into people, like the Dark Zone. You can run into people out there, and they can kill you and take your stuff or whatever. So, like, I think the concept's there, but if it's going to be a $40 game and that's your loop, then I think you're launching into trouble, which someone else has learned that.
Dude, if it's a sci-fi Division, I'm back.
Yeah, it seems fun. I'd be very curious to see more.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, very cool. I kind of just watched some things, like some articles after the fact that I wasn't able to watch it in real time. One of those things that always gets me interested, and I've never really jumped back in, but some of what they're talking about is kind of making me like itch a little there. Civilization 7.
That was like one of the biggest announcements of the weekend.
Yeah,
Civ 7.
Civ 7. Sid Meier's Civilization 7.
Yeah.
But just with, they're kind of talking about how they're retooling that whole game loop and making it more approachable for new players, beginner. But obviously, I wouldn't consider myself a new player, but I haven't played in years, so it does kind of like, okay, you're going to hold my hand a little bit. You're going to make it easy for me to get back into it.
Make that loop feel a little more rewarding for newer players,
Yeah. So, and it's like, it's, single player adjacent, so I because there's multiplayer aspect, I can actually play this game.
Yep. That's true. You can. I believe in you. Dude, why aren't you pounding the table for Concord? You got a PS5. It's multiplayer.
I don't have PS Plus.
Oh.
It's not free to play.
That's true.
Sounds like a skill issue to me.
Yeah. Sounds like you don't know how to enter your debit card number and
I don't
buy
have enough money in my wallet.
You're just using Baroque's credit card to buy.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. There was actually $500 worth of gift cards
from Ticketmaster because they rule the world. Was there anything else outside of Civ 7 that really kind of caught your eye? I mean, there's more shown and it was like almost nothing, kind of similar to Arc Raiders, but Space Marine 2.
Mm-hmm. Dude.
I think that game looks awesome. I'm very excited to play that.
That game looks incredible.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting that game.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm so pumped, dude.
I watched...
It'll be the first game that gets me off of College Football 25.
Yeah. Like, people have just had their like 4-hour hands-on
Hands-on.
gameplays. Dude, it looks like
Dude, it looks
one of the coolest games ever.
And I played World War Z because it was on Game Pass for a little bit, and like, it felt good to play. I was like, dude, this is awesome. Like the hordes and stuff felt awesome, and like, it's a perfect match for what Warhammer's trying to be. So I'm very excited for it.
And if they figure out their multiplayer co-op stuff,
Yeah, it sounds
which
like
apparently
there's
is
some-
horrible right now.
Yeah,
but
it's like it's a little buggy and not really working all the
then we can
time.
play together. But
Yeah,
in the
and it's
meantime-
crossplay.
Yeah.
So there'll be groups.
But
Lots
in
of
the meantime,
groups.
I'll just shoot those little bugs. But or what are they? Tyranids.
Tyranids, yeah.
But
For
dude,
the Emperor.
yeah, that
However you spell that word.
and like since Outlaws isn't blowing it away with reviews right now, and I'm kind of waiting on that. Especially since Ubi games.
I was gonna say they are always on sale.
They go on sale really quick,
They
or
do.
they go to Game Pass.
Yep.
So I might wait
Or if you
and just get Space Marine.
if it didn't go on sale like fast enough and you did finally get the itch, you could do like the trial of Ubisoft's thing and get the game for a month and probably beat it. It's a 20-hour game. You could knock that out in a month easily.
Yeah.
And then just cancel it. So
Yeah.
there are options if you want to play that game and not buy it.
Did either of you watch the pre-show?
Mm-mm.
I was in a meeting during it. I was really bummed.
The pre-show was actually kind of fun. There's some like, I don't know if he was a Twitch streamer or what, but he was just like cracking jokes.
Was he sitting in his room?
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of it.
And like one of the things he did like a top 10 things expectations or whatever at Gamescom, and one of them was we'll actually see gameplay footage of Indiana Jones. And he's like, they can't just show us a pre-rendered cutscene again, can they? And just look at the camera for like 5 seconds. And which was kind of funny because we did get gameplay, but we also got a lot of behind the scenes and a release date.
Yeah.
Two release dates.
Two release dates.
Yeah, it comes out December 9th.
Yep.
And in 2025, it's coming to PS5.
In the spring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Woohoo! I don't care about the exclusivity.
I don't either. I just, you know what, do it a little faster. Like, day one, I don't care.
Yeah.
Can we just not have exclusives anymore? That'd be great.
Amen.
That way, when the next consoles come out, I can just buy one.
Heck yeah.
Well, and
Everything-
whatever Nintendo does.
Everything
Yeah.
everything multiplayer crossplay as well, please.
Yes.
100%.
100%.
But that game looks fun. I hope it's good.
Yeah, I do too.
Hopefully, if the story is good, I'll honestly be satisfied. I don't need the gameplay to be breathtaking.
Yeah.
Yes, Baroque.
Just although not broken. Anyway, in the pre-show there was a climbing game called Cairn.
Dude, this was shown at Summer Games Fest. This looks incredible.
Dude, it just reminded me of Jason, except actual
Yeah.
rock climbing instead
Yeah.
of cute little whale bug. And I was just like, you know what? I'll actually pay money for this one.
Dude, yes. Yes.
I think it looks awesome.
And they showed it at Summer Games Fest. I was like, yep, that's my kind of game. I'm in. It's like got the cell shaded kind of ish graphics.
Yeah. And
looks
I was just
awesome.
like, you know what? Yeah, I'll play another 5-hour rock climbing game. I have no problem doing that. It looks really fun.
Yep.
Hopefully it's...
Did it get a date in the pre-show?
I don't remember. I didn't write it down, but I'll look it up.
We can look it up. We have.
It's got to be soon, right?
2025.
Ah!
Pain.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Did either of you see the Arkham Shadow gameplay and be
Yeah.
like, I kind of want to try VR.
I saw it, and Luke has seen me do jets in VR,
Yeah.
and I saw the gliding, and I was like, ooh, that'd be cool, but also I might throw up.
I'm gonna die.
VR wrecked this dude's entire weekend.
It wrecked me for like a day and a half, dude. I was out of it. But it was
It's
fun.
mainly just the flying, though, because you were
Yeah.
all right with Super Hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, your sister almost wrecked.
Yeah. Yes.
Chris's like $3,000 TV.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was so funny.
And I fell over.
Oh,
Remember,
yeah.
I thought I was leaning up against that like kiosk, and I
You're
was
just
like,
like, watching people play VR for the first time is always the best.
yeah. It's fun.
And Beat Saber is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but no, this looks cool. I mean, for a VR game, it looks as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Is the tagline "Be the Batman"? Because that'd be like the 4th time. Be the Batman.
Actually be
Arkham Asylum.
this time. Actually be the Batman.
Arkham City, be the Batman. Arkham Knight, be the Batman and his Batmobile. Mainly the Batmobile, though.
Tyler, did you ever play Dying Light? Mm-hmm. Why do I feel like you were the Dying Light?
I love Dying Light 1. Yeah, I hated the second one.
Any
but I
interest
loved
in the third one.
It's still the second one.
Oh,
It's an expansion.
Oh, the Beast is just an
it's just an
expansion.
expansion.
don't know
I
why
thought
I
it looked
thought-
pretty cool though. Honestly, Become the Knight.
It's close enough.
Yeah, close enough.
Become.
Yeah,
the
I thought this
Batman.
little The Beast trailer looked cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, that looks. Honestly, I was watching. I was like, kind of reminds me of Dying Light 1.
Yeah.
Maybe because Dying Light 2 is a mess, dude. But the first game was great. Because remember, I thought Dying Light 2 would win Game of the Year that year.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then nobody liked it, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Ee."
And then I played it, and I also did not like it. I think I
That
made it
was
like
rough.
2 hours into that game, and I was like, nah, I'm out. But
Nah, fam.
the trailer was good for
Yeah.
The Beast. And good on them for continuing to support that game. They had a 5-year DLC plan, and they're, I think, 3 years into it and doing pretty well. So good for them. That studio knows how to support a game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Anybody have interest in Path of Exile 2?
No.
No.
Okay, well then we just want to talk about it then.
I mean, Diablo 4 exists, so.
Reanimal. This one was so hyped up. It's the
Yeah.
Little Nightmares guy.
Oh yeah.
I've heard a lot of buzz about it, but I don't know. I don't know if it's up my alley.
Same. Monster Hunter Wilds.
I'm actually excited for Monster Hunter Wilds.
Wait, you've played.
I've played
the other
World,
ones.
like- yeah, World.
I did like World, so I'm actually pretty interested in this, and it's definitely one I'll be trying out, big time.
I've never played Monster Hunter.
They're interesting.
The weapons are too big.
Yeah. Well, the
can't-
game
I
is
can't
really
get past-
slow too.
I can't get past that. It's like, let me take out my sword!
The bows are like, you like pull it back and it's like,
You know what might have done it, though? It probably wouldn't have bothered me, but they made the live-action movie, and they gave him the giant weapons.
Yeah.
and then one dude has an M16. He's like, yeah, this'll work.
Meanwhile, they're pulling out an arrow that's larger than the state of Texas.
It's like the arrows they shot Smaug with.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, my bad. If you haven't seen that movie, it's just too bad.
The movie. I was talking about the books, Tyler.
That too.
It's a book. Starfield.
Would you believe it was one book?
And it's really not that big.
You know
It's
what?
Not even that
Absolutely,
big of
I would, because I know Hollywood.
a 345-page book or something like that.
How to Train Your Dragon is
Probably
a short.
not even.
Yeah.
How to
Wait,
Train Your
here.
Dragon is a short story, and they made 3 movies out of that.
Well, that's a
I know.
illustrated, but that
Ooh, there's pictures.
that one has pictures.
Now we're talking.
Even this one, 270.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
This one, Tolkien was just like, they went to the place, they did the thing. Now we're fighting.
I have another version upstairs. What is this? My map? Shows you how
That's how you know it's good.
is.
It's a good map.
Map.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
The map.
What was next?
Black Ops 6. All right.
This looks fun. I'm gonna say it.
I think we're gonna play this campaign.
Dude, it looks awesome. Like Bill Clinton's in it. Like it looks fun.
Just get Game Pass and it's free. So
Yeah.
like, why not?
Yeah.
Like,
Sorry, I'm looking at the map. Yeah,
fine.
Black Ops 6, cool.
The little campaign mission thing they showed, I was like, this is kind of neat.
I do think it's funny how it's the 90s and they're just like, it's a tracking knife. And it's like, okay.
Dude, they've
Meanwhile, put in this VHS tape.
they've gone
Oh,
full blown.
we didn't rewind
it. They've gone full blown just Hollywood
Yeah.
with that, and I just honestly might be the best thing for it.
Maybe.
So,
But yeah, I'll probably play the campaign and then
and the Black Ops
Uninstall.
the Black Ops campaigns are generally pretty fun, anyways.
I liked the first one.
You didn't like the second one?
I didn't. I know that's a gaming hot take, isn't it?
Um,
I didn't like how it connected to the first one. It's like, it's been 80 years since the first game, and I'm watching Woods talk to his grandson. It's like, we're dead. We're dead.
That's fair point.
Yeah, I never moved on from that.
Just couldn't do it. We'll get ready for Woods in the 90s. You gotta get him in the middle there.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's true. It does.
Black Ops 2 was like in 2040.
It was 2042, wasn't it?
No, that was Battlefield.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yikes.
Anyway,
There's another map.
which map's better?
Put the book away.
No, I refuse. I could care less about Black Ops 6.
We're moving on.
Starfield
Yeah, it gets a release date. For
got a
Shattered
release date for
Space.
Shattered Space. That's right. No, September 30th.
I'm excited for this.
Me too, and I'll talk about that later. Actually, Marvel Rivals getting a full release on December 6th, and they announced Captain America and Bucky.
And they also announced that every character will be unlocked at launch, so you don't have to buy them. So good on
Thank
them.
goodness.
I'm excited to try that one out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play it.
And then the announcement we were all excited about.
This is the best thing.
Yep.
And honestly, it was such a fun announcement just to even watch, like, to see Tim Miller get emotional on stage, just being like, this is so awesome that we got to do this. Kind of got me emotional, too. And that
I didn't
is...
see it presented. I've only just
He,
watched
like,
the trailer.
had to stop for, a minute because he was tearing up.
Good for him, man.
He was getting emotional.
He's had a rough go of it. I know he's had some issues and stuff, but, the whole saga between him and Ryan Reynolds and he's kind of faded to the background of Hollywood now, to come back in this way is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Hey, man, he made Deadpool, and then he made something better with Love and Death and Robots, so...
And now he's got this.
Now he's got this. And that is Secret Level. This is... how many episodes?
13, I think it was.
I think you're right. But yeah, it's a video game anthology. And what he was talking about was people watch the Blur Studios cutscenes that they do, and they're just like, why can't we get a show like this?
Which is what we've said for years.
Yeah.
And he's like, so we did it. And they got a bunch of IPs to sign
15.
on. 15.
Yeah, so the IPs, you want me to read them?
Yeah, go.
We got Armored Core, Concord, Crossfire, Dungeons and Dragons, Exodus, Honor of Kings, Mega Man, New World Eternum, Pac-Man, PlayStation, highlighting various PlayStation Studios' beloved entities, Sifu, which is going to be sick, Spelunky, The Outer Worlds, Unreal Tournament, and the one that everybody will be very excited for, Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah. Outer Worlds is probably...
Outer Worlds, it'll be fun.
The one that I'm like, oh, yeah.
Dude, Armored Core for me.
Yeah, that will be dope.
I think I said a while back, I was like, this would be an
awesome.
awesome anime.
Yeah.
Why is Concord on there, first of all? It's a brand new game, and obviously it's a marketing push. And where's Destiny?
Dude, Destiny
They
not being
fired
here.
Luke, man.
Destiny not being here when there's a bunch of Sony things on this is kind of it's a question for sure.
It's people have wanted a show for so long. This could have been a backdoor
Pilot thing, yeah.
not even really a pilot, just a backdoor idea of a show can work.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't do this level of CG rendering for every episode.
Yeah.
I think it would look better if it was more like a cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
It can be cheaper, you can move faster.
Yeah.
I think you can be a little more violent without turning up the rating.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is so awesome.
We all love Death and Robots too.
Yeah, this is very
just
cool.
Scratching the itch, baby.
Yeah. And I hope it's great so we can get season 2 and we can get other shows and other IPs. Obviously Destiny would be my pick.
Yeah.
this is where you would do Zelda.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think a Starfield wouldn't be cool too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Starfield.
yeah. Dude, honestly, there's a lot
Halo.
of Bethesda stuff that would just
work really well in this.
Dishonored.
Oh, dude. That'd be so good.
Doom.
Doom would be
sick. Oh my gosh.
I'm surprised Diablo isn't on there because they do the
They have such.
Blur does their cutscenes anyway.
Blur does so many cutscenes.
Dude, the Diablo cutscenes are so good.
Dude, I think the Mega Man one sounds.
The Mega Man
cool.
looks awesome. Yeah.
The one I think which will be the most. How are they going to do this? Is Pac-Man. Very intriguing.
Dude, Sifu definitely dying and like obviously coming back, and that little tease is gonna be a lot of fun.
Dude, in Dungeons and Dragons. That's awesome.
Yeah.
My question I always have with Dungeons and Dragons stuff is, did somebody write the story and then they play the game and then they write the story to match the game?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Or did they just write a story and it's, we have a bard and we have a fighter?
I bet they do something Spelljammer related. Or like they get transferred into space and they're like, what the?
What?
But yeah, Secret Level's dope. Super fired up for that.
Yep. When does it come out?
December 10th. Too far away.
No, it's perfect. It'll be cold outside. You can just get under a blanket and watch a bunch of video games.
Yep. Agreed.
Sounds like a win to me. I'm going to make Dana watch that one with me.
So in other news...
Dana, come watch this Warhammer 40K clip.
She's going to have to watch me play Space Marine. Because I'm going to be chain sword and Tyranids.
So we've kind of danced around it a couple times. But
Concord?
just in other news, Concord came out this last week, to some pretty mixed reviews and just...
Were they mixed? I never actually looked.
Yeah, I didn't see reviews.
Yeah, they were. It was mostly that it felt a little light on content. But that the base base gameplay was pretty strong. But also just very poor sales, and not that we have sales numbers, but just you can look at things like Steam charts and get a good sense of
the Steam charts. Highest player, like concurrent or whatever, was lower than people that went to my high school. Yeah. Not good for a game that's been in development for 6 years and that everybody said should be delayed and be free, and then released exactly how everybody kind of predicted. And like everybody said, like, oh, this looks kind of cool, but I'm probably not gonna play it. Like I felt the general consensus around it.
Yeah. Even if you're gonna put it out now, I think I understand from like a certain business perspective, PlayStation Sony wanting to try and get as many, like, okay, maybe it's not great, but in terms of sales, but we'll get as many $40 purchases as we can before we transfer it to free to play. But I just think that a game like this really requires you to have a population.
I watched Dado play. He had a sponsored stream for it.
Yeah.
It looked cool, but even I get on Twitter and people saying how much they like it.
Yeah.
I see the same two characters every time, which is the girl who throws bouncy balls or something, and the girl who throws fireballs with a crossbow. And it's just are there any other characters in this game?
Yeah, I think part of it is the heroes themselves just aren't super engaging, right? And part of what made Overwatch so great. Also, why is Overwatch not on secret level? That feels like a layup as well.
Yeah, that would be
Season 2.
Yeah, probably.
You gotta put the big ones in there to draw people back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the Overwatch heroes were so popular. People loved Soldier and Reaper, and the designs of those characters. And Concord, everybody's okay.
I think too, just Overwatch is got its fan base.
Yeah, especially now. Yeah, it's locked in.
And this is just kind of another Overwatch. It's like, okay, cool, but I like this.
And it's free.
My fan base watches me play this.
Right.
I get paid to play this.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, and it's free. That's a huge.
I don't know what you do as Sony at this point. As a first party studio, you have that power to kind of pivot it to a
Free to play model.
free to play model, but
I'll try it if it goes free.
But I don't think you have a. I don't think you have a. This is my hypothesis because I actually haven't been in the game. I don't know what their monetization methods are. Right. I don't know if they have a store with skins and things like that. Those things take time too. You can't pivot this to a free to play and be like, okay, all of a sudden we're able to offer a bunch of purchasable items if that wasn't in the game plan.
Yeah.
So this may be more of a, you kind of put it on, not autopilot, but like make it free to play, start, you have a smaller team that starts making things for it and just hope that it kind of takes off. And if it doesn't, what happens is what probably happened to Anthem, which is
Or even if you look
support
in like
gets dropped from it.
the space of hero shooters, like Lawbreakers
Yeah.
did this, where like it came out and just kind of went away, right? Like
The game you played.
Yeah, Disintegration.
Yep.
But Disintegration also had a
Story.
campaign.
This has a story. It's just told in
Just get a, just
monthly
get
cutscenes,
no, weekly.
weekly cutscenes. Yeah.
So I don't know.
How many weeks do you think those cutscenes last? How many do you think they have in the chamber?
I bet they
3
have
months worth.
I bet they have like 10 in the chamber. So I
Yeah.
bet it'll last
2.5 months.
a while.
You think there's a the game's not free, but a free to play weekend next weekend?
Oh, it's coming. They won't do it next weekend.
You don't think
Call of Duty's open betas next weekend. They won't do it next weekend.
They will absolutely do it next weekend. They released in between Star Wars Outlaws and Black Myth Wukong. They're 100% going to do it on an open beta for Call of Duty.
I will try out Black Ops 6, by the way. I just because it's free.
Yeah. Just real quick back to Concord. Like Tyler said, I kind of like these kinds of games.
Yeah, we played a lot of Overwatch
We
back in
played
the
a
day.
lot of Overwatch. I've dabbled with a number of those smaller kind of specialty shooter multiplayer games that were on Game Pass when I was playing more games on Game Pass.
I'm looking forward to Rivals.
Things like Splitgate.
Yeah, Splitgate was
And
good.
there was the other... Oh, shoot. What was the other one called? I loved it. It's probably still installed. I don't know.
It was a shooter?
It was a time dilate. Like,
Oh my gosh, I know what you're talking
The
about.
you go, I go, you go, I
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
yeah. That was a ton of fun.
That was a cool
but
game.
again, just does not have the population and popularity. But you got games like the finals. Like these things are kind of coming out all of the time, and so
Limnus Gate.
yeah,
Yes.
Limit Escape, yeah.
Thanks, Google.
So I don't know. I kind of hope that there's some life for it, but I do think that it's gonna have to be free to play.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure if you can actually support that studio and continue to support the game.
What about
at this point?
What about this? Obviously, Titanfall was a little more popular
Mm-hmm.
in its debut.
Yeah.
But what if they just go, okay, we're going to support this, Concord 2, with a campaign,
Yeah.
and then hero shooter shenanigans.
Yeah.
Dude.
And then it will be the greatest campaign of all time if they follow suit. Like what
Yeah.
Titanfall did.
Man.
I get-
Casually make one of the best campaigns ever and then get Star Wars after that.
It's super interesting. Obviously, that team is not like the team that they have there at Firewalk right now is multiplayer devs. Like they built a multiplayer game. They did not build so like that's going to involve hiring, level designers. Your abilities are going to need to be, play tested in that kind of environment versus like it's it makes it way more complicated. And I think unless this becomes some kind of sleeper smash hit.
They came
it's
from
not
Bungie.
happening.
They can figure it out. They worked on one of the most complicated shooters of all time.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Overwatch even had to go free to play at a point.
Yeah.
Like, hero shooters, when you compete in the space of hero shooters, most of them are free.
Yeah.
That's just reality.
I feel like the business model is just so easy to see. It's like, well, here's the game.
Here's a battle
If you
pass.
want a new character, buy them.
Yep. If you want skins, buy them. You want a battle pass, buy it.
Yep.
That's what these are. Halo did it. Not to a ton of success, but they did it.
But they did it.
Like, Apex has crushed it forever, still crushing it. Like, these hero games work if you do it right. And, like, if I'm going to doubt, I would not doubt this studio can get it right just because, like Luke said, they're Destiny devs. The gunplay is going to feel tight. It's going to feel good. I mean, the clips I've watched, it even kind of look like the movement looks like it.
Yeah.
Dude, the girl with the crossbow is just a Heat Rises Solar Warlock.
It looks like it has a lot of that slower gunplay from something like Halo, because a lot of these devs were also devs on Halo back in the day. But you combine that with some of the abilities of Destiny
And the polish of Destiny as well.
and it looks. I think it looks really fun. It's just, as someone who's not. Surprisingly, you all make fun of me for all my multiplayer gaming, but like I don't have Xbox Live to play multiplayer games. I just play the free-to-play games because it doesn't cost me any extra money. Like, the barrier to entry is so much lower. And depending on who you're trying to get, that's going to matter.
Yep.
So,
I had a buddy text me and was like, dude, get Concord and play it with me. I was like, I'll play it with you if you buy it for me. I'm not buying that game. So.
Luke mentioned this kind of on the flip side of that. Black Myth Wukong
Oh my
released
gosh.
and immediately sold 10 million units, apparently.
There's a lot of people in China, man.
I'm like...
They were like, finally, a game we're allowed to play.
Isn't this the first Chinese AAA game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's a little bit like Chinese cinema, where it's
like, what are the 3 highest grossing the movies? Avatar, Avengers, what? The Mermaid? What is The Mermaid? Movie from China.
And yeah, they have the population, and there is a level of censorship there that happens that means games don't get released there. So when you have a AAA game from your own country that everyone's talking about, of course you're going to buy it.
Yeah.
So I don't have any doubt that the numbers on this aren't inflated, right? Like they could very well be legit.
But it could
be fun. They could also be inflated.
It would be fun if it was fake.
Yeah.
It would be kind of fun.
It would it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, like, holy cow. And I've watched a little bit of, some clips on this, and just not my kind of game. Mm-hmm. But
no more multiplayer.
I just
you walked right into that.
You're right. You
walked right into
Touché.
I love the people who've like comped in or modded in Goku.
Yeah.
Like, this is awesome.
Dude, I never knew that Goku was based on like Journey to the West.
Him and his monkey tail.
Well, I've never watched Dragon Ball, so.
Oh yeah.
But that was
quite a reveal.
That was a mind blowing fact. It's like, Goku's based on what?
So yeah, that's I'm glad a lot of people are having fun with that game right now.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. The only other news story I have is James Spader is returning to the MCU as Ultron in the Vision show.
But how much money is he getting?
Yes.
$3.
Don't care. Double it. Oh.
$3.
All of it.
Robert Downey Jr. literally took all of Marvel's money.
They asked James Spader if he wanted to get paid $50 million or double it and give it to the next person. And the next person was Robert Downey Jr.
There is a Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie trailer coming out tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
They announced that. Confirmed Keanu Reeves is voicing Shadow, which is like the worst kept secret in
right.
He's also going to
Hollywood.
be in the Armored Core Secret Level episode.
That's right.
He is.
I'll only watch Sonic 3 if they bring back Olive Garden as a recurring character. Like, not just... what is it even called? I can't remember now.
Not like just a marketing thing?
Not just a marketing thing. I want Olive Garden as a character.
Maybe it'll be like
okay.
the location for their final set piece.
There you go.
Kind of like in Power Rangers, where the whole thing took place in a Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, that's true. There is like a whole moment in the conflict that takes place there.
They take like a minute in the movie just for Elizabeth Banks to eat a donut.
Dude, I love Krispy Kreme donuts.
Dude, they're pretty freaking good. I just love donuts.
Chick-fil-A's launching a streamer.
Oh, yeah.
My conspiracy, it's because they want to kill people via food and have an out. For
They don't
people who
want
sign
to
up
kill
for it.
people. They just want to be able to get away with it.
Yeah, true.
Tell me you have too much money without telling me you have too much money.
Dude,
We're getting into streaming, the most unlucrative business in 2024.
They just see how popular it is. They don't see how much money they lose.
Everyone
like,
else
what is
loses.
my benefit of signing up for this? Do I get like a free thing of nuggets every week? Because
Oh,
if so,
actually,
like that's considerable for
That
me.
makes a good point.
Well, it'll probably be the price of nuggets. So, is it really free?
Well, if I get the streaming content on top of it,
do I get a
kinda.
10%? Can I
Fireproof,
get a 10% discount on every purchase I make?
They said they're gonna make original content. I assume it'll be for the little kids that are on their bags.
Here's the deal. What I have seen the last 2 Christmases, they've made little like short films that have been pretty good. So like they've got some.
They got a team.
They've got some history there.
Dude,
Chick-fil-A
Brett, you need
presents.
to get something made on the Chick-fil-A streamer.
I'm not sure. Okay.
You know one of the guys.
Well, I know some people, but
You know some folks. Let's
know
get it
some
done.
folks.
Can you put the broken door on it?
I don't think
that'll
that's
fly?
I don't think that's the kind
You
of.
took
family
out the
friend-
F word. If they drop a pin, make sure you pick it up.
Okay.
Make
Testing.
a short that's the origin of the My Pleasure thing. Diving back to the roots, like
The
it's
roots.
a docu short of
That's
the
it.
roots
Wasn't
of
that
them
just-
saying My Pleasure.
Wasn't that just the flashback and holes?
Kind of. I saw a thing the other day. It was like, next time you're at Chick-fil-A, tell them your pleasure and see what they say to you. Your pleasure. What? That's my line. Yeah, what a weird ordeal.
Kind of mentioned it real quick, but more has kind of came out about RDJ's payday. It's up to $100 million now for those movies.
This is what the rumor is, yeah.
You know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if it's like $100 million for both. Like that one, so it's actually 200.
Like each, yeah.
They also like he commented on it and he was like, yeah, I met with Kevin and I wanted to speak to Bob Iger, and we were talking. It's like, we want to make sure we're doing the right thing. We don't want to move backwards. We don't want to set up the wrong expectations. Well, congratulations. You're doing the wrong thing. You're going backwards, and expectations are out the window and have plummeted to the earth.
Dude, and then they were like, and now Spider-Man will take place between the two movies, and it's going to be a multiverse story, and it's like
Shout out to the
What are we even doing?
Shout out to the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man who keeps going through portals.
who's definitely going to be dealing with Tony stuff. Again.
He's been in his own neighborhood.
Once.
None of them. He's in Washington, D.C.
In the first one, doesn't he go back?
He's in Germany. He's in Washington, D.C.
He has that bank fight.
Europe.
He has that ATM fight just down the street. It blows up the bodega.
I guess he goes fights on Coney Island or whatever. We'll give him a half. He leaves New York.
Yeah.
And then he's technically in New York, but he's with Doctor Strange and two other Spider-Men from different dimensions.
Yep.
Neighborhood, my butt.
That's been my biggest complaint about the MCU Spider-Man movies. They just don't do anything that feels Spider-Man.
Spider-Man-y.
Yeah. Oh, dang it. I thought of another story and I forgot.
No.
No.
Why would you do it?
I don't know. It's okay.
Ted Lasso is coming back.
That's right. Season 4
Gross.
greenlit.
Let's go. I'm excited. I know they were like, this is the end. You know what? I don't think anybody's upset that it's coming back.
Nothing.
That show was amazing. The actor who's playing Jamie Tart, though, has scheduling conflict, so he's not coming back.
Oh,
Which is kind of a bummer, because his character was great at the end of that show.
yeah.
He was one of the best characters. He had a great journey. I wouldn't mind if they can just delay some things and, just bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really curious how they just even put it together, because he went back home. Oh, spoilers. Have you guys finished it?
No,
but
but
it's
I
fine.
knew this.
He goes back home to Kansas, and he's coaching his son's, like, YMCA
Nice.
soccer team. Such a good show, though. I need that show to come back just so I have a feel-good show.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff I watch is violent or depressing. I have one last story, and
Yeah.
it kind of has a fan box question with it.
Okay.
So Ridley Scott was talking this week,
Oh, no.
and he was like, Gladiator 2 is the best movie I've ever made.
Okay.
So part one of the question is Ridley Scott lost it, and also, what's your favorite Ridley Scott movie? And will this be better than it?
What's my favorite?
Yeah. Or favorites, I guess. Go crazy.
Gladiator.
Yeah, Gladiator.
Gladiator is my favorite. And will this be better? Probably not.
Dude, I might have
But I'm still excited for it.
I might have a crazy hot take with my Ridley Scott movies.
I'm curious. Oh, okay, first off, part one of your question. Has Ridley Scott lost it? The man's 86.
So that's yes.
The answer is yes. And that's okay. For an 86-year-old, that's why I believe we shouldn't be electing 80-plus-year-old people into government positions, too. Like,
Dude, I'm going to run on the platform of people over 60 need to retake their driver's tests.
yeah. Like, there's just...
Every day.
It's fine. He just
Gotta
has
prove
enough
it.
money to keep making movies, and that is fine.
Good for him.
You know what? He's not running any governments, so he's safe in movie making. In my opinion, he's allowed to have his own
Leave him
opinions
there.
about his movies.
Well, don't tell Francis Ford Coppola that, because he made some interesting decisions on his set.
Well, there are good and bad ways of doing things. Still, I'm not like free reign here. Luke, what's your favorite?
I'm going to give my top three, because my favorite...
Oh, okay.
Well, my favorite isn't the hot take. It's Gladiator is
Okay.
my favorite.
Sure.
Number two,
Wait. Did you say favorite or did you say his best?
either one.
Either one. Okay.
Answer it how you choose.
All
Number
right.
two, Black Hawk Down.
Great movie.
Good one.
Number three, this is really the hot take. The Martian.
You do love The Martian.
I love that movie.
Every time I mention that movie, you love it.
I'm just a sucker for space.
Yeah.
It's not the 2 episodes he directed of Raised by Wolves.
No.
Wait. Oh yeah. There it is. I was like, wait a second. Where's Black Hawk Down? 2001.
Oh, snap.
2001.
He made American Gangster?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. That's
Yeah.
in my list.
I'm telling
Alien-
you, dude. He's
Alien, Blade Runner.
He's got bangers.
He's got a lot of great
Nobody
movies.
doubted that.
Blade Runner has too many cuts for me to consider it.
That's fair.
Like, I love Blade Runner the final cut, but he had to make 4 versions of that before he got to the one that was like, okay, we got it.
yeah.
So it's like, okay, demoted.
Baroque says Legend is his favorite. I've never seen Legend.
That is absolutely not true, but I love the take.
What?
The Legend
Oh.
is the favorite or best?
He said it's his favorite Ridley Scott movie.
Is that like legit, Baroque?
Baroque has a pretty peculiar taste in
I know,
things, so
but-
maybe it is his favorite.
I mean, hey, props to you, but
I've never seen it. I just know
It's-
Tom Cruise is in it.
yeah.
And Tim Curry.
I hate this question, Luke.
You're welcome.
Prometheus on your list?
I gave 3.
I know, but you still rank them.
I have 2 right now: Gladiator and American Gangster for show.
I think, like, from a technical standpoint, Gladiator is probably his best film. Like, I think it checks off all of the boxes and is, like, in just a way that's, like, a nice meal, right? There are some of his other movies that I don't think are great meals, but they're great entrees. They're not quite as satisfying, maybe in their entirety, but I love them maybe more than Gladiator. So, Kingdom of Heaven.
That's what I figured would be one of yours. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right here. It's over there.
I heard the normal version is not good. The director's cut is.
I think I've only ever seen the director's cut. I didn't see that movie in theaters.
When did it come out? Like 2000.
2005. 2005.
I would have been 13.
Yeah, I mean, I would have
15.
been too young
14.
to see the R.
I still haven't seen it.
Wouldn't have taken it.
I'm a movie fan. Classic.
I mean, the other one of his that I do have up here is Prometheus.
I think I own like 3 different versions of Prometheus. I
So,
love that
like,
movie.
there's probably those 2. I actually just rewatched Prometheus because of Romulus. So there's those 2 for sure. Those are probably my top 2. And then, yeah, right below that, maybe like Gladiator and Alien are kind of like right next to each other as well. So there's maybe my top 4. But I don't know. Black Hawk Down's great. Really, there's just, I feel like with him, I have great movies and then like, ooh, that's a miss.
Like Legend, apparently.
It was early enough in his career. I mean, I guess he did have Alien and Blade
House
Runner
of
before those.
Gucci.
But right, like House of Gucci is like, that's obviously a miss.
Napoleon.
Napoleon is a miss.
Napoleon's a miss as much as I love.
Broke, would you like to take the floor for Napoleon?
So, isn't The Duelist supposedly really good? I've never seen it, but I hear good things.
I've not seen The Duelists either.
The Counselor? Oh, producer.
Yeah. No, Duelist is good. That was his very first movie.
He's got
I'm not saying it's his best.
6?
I'm saying it's the one I enjoy watching the most. That's fair. Okay, I get that, Baroque. I get that.
Director, upcoming, 6 movies listed. Buddy.
Who?
Ridley Scott.
Oh, yeah, no, he stays busy.
He's cooking.
Buddy.
He's never going to die that way. He's just going to make movies till he's done.
Wraiths of the Broken Land. Sounds cool. Sinking Spring. Doesn't sound as cool. Queen and Country.
Royal Family, you're interested.
That is, I think,
It's
should
his
be a
best movie
name
about
of a Bond movie.
French dudes. Yeah.
But now it's... If it's a old movie, it'd be Queen. But if it's a new one, it'd have to be King. Roads to Freedom.
You should be dancing.
You should be dancing. Oh, this is a TV show. Oh, that's a miniseries.
Luke's all in on Ridley's page now.
I'm locked in.
Noise.
Producer, 142.
Don't even open that
19
tab.
upcoming.
Nice.
Oh, boy.
Napoleon 2.
So what
Traveling
else?
through time.
That was a good fan box question.
That was
Thank you,
good.
Luke.
You told me you hated it. Don't
Yeah.
lie.
I didn't
It's
hate
a
it.
good fan box question because I hated it. Like, I hated the question, and that means it was good because it made me think.
You hated the question because you hate me. Got it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's right.
All right.
Are we done? Can we go home?
Hey, did you guys do anything else this week?
Oh, I totally
did-
forgot about that.
I did several
Worth
things
mentioning?
this week,
I
yeah.
didn't.
I did a
So
lot.
just skip me.
I did too. You want to go first? You want me to?
I'll go first.
Do it.
Where did my notes go? There we go. I'd say the biggest thing that I did this week was I've been playing Starfield again. They released the car
Yeah.
It's just nice to have because you can move faster now. It does not control well.
I am not surprised.
But you know what? It doesn't break. You can just launch yourself.
Dude, that's actually kind of fun.
It is crazy. And I haven't broken it yet. It's kind of hilarious, but you'll just be driving, hit a rock, and you just go.
Do you drive it in first person or do you drive it in third person?
It puts you in third person.
Okay.
At least, yeah. But the DLC's coming out here in a month, and I wanted to catch up my character to
Being at a good point.
be at a point where I'm with the companions where they're interesting. I've been having fun.
Nice.
I've been going crazy on my outpost. I should send you a video of what goes on in my outpost. It's insane.
You should.
I've got 4 ships just flying in, just giving me junk.
That's awesome.
What
planet is it on?
Aquila.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, just so I was close to Cheyenne. Yeah. Close to Aquila. I'm just on the other side of the planet. Fully surveyed. Let's go. But yeah, that game is a lot of fun. But they have a lot of stuff to fix.
Yep.
When they eventually make a sequel. If they do. But yeah. I finished Dragon Prince Season 6.
Oh, yeah.
Fanboy worthy. I really enjoyed it. The show has actually gotten pretty dark over the last 2 seasons, which is really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's only one more season, and it comes out in December.
Oh, really?
They've just given up on marketing it. They're just like, we're just going to put it out.
They just pump it out, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. Maybe it's not the last season. I'm not really sure, but they can just keep it going. I'm having fun with it. Know what I watched for the first time finally? The Abyss.
Oh!
I had never seen it, and I was bored one night.
I've never seen it.
And I was like, oh, I'll watch this. Because it's just on Hulu. And that movie was a lot of fun. It was not what I was expecting. I was expecting Alien, and it was more third encounters.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun. And then apparently there's a director's cut. It's Cameron. He's got to always make it longer, but
above average height James Cameron.
I like the normal version, so.
Above average height James Cameron.
I also just rewatched a bunch of movies that have come out over the last year or so. I watched Top Gun Maverick for the first time since I saw it in theaters. Banger.
I too watched the Jet movie this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I rewatched The Batman. Banger. I rewatched Baby Driver.
Banger.
It was a good week.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome. Anything else?
No, I'm done.
So I'll move through pretty quickly. I read Grant Morrison's Fantastic Four 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll give it a Matthew McConaughey. When I am consuming a Fantastic Four story, I like it when the Fantastic Four is the four, not each of them individually. So it was a little off-putting, but still really cool. Doom and Reed end up in a 4D chess match, and it's kind of neat. But yeah, Matthew McConaughey. I watched the Blue Angels documentary on Prime. If you're interested in that stuff, highly recommend it. It's as far as documentary goes, it's pretty bare bones. It's not going to dive super deep. I mean, we're talking about the U.S. Navy, so they're not going to really give you a whole lot. But they kind of
end it with a QR code where you can sign up.
No. But it kind of goes through their practice schedules and how they prep for shows and what that's like for them. And then it goes through the selection process. And in that episode, they pick the first the next captain. So they the captain selects the next captain, and then the pilots select the next Blue Angels. It's the only part of the military where they are not ordered; they're chosen, which is kind of neat. And on the heels of that, in that documentary, they choose the first female Blue Angel, which is really cool. She flies the number 4 plane, which is the slot pilot, which is the only pilot who can see everybody, which is a really important role in their process. And that leads me to my next. I give that a fanboy worthy. That leads to my next thing though. The Frontiers of Flight Air Show was here in Wichita this past weekend. Day 2 of it got canceled, so if you didn't get to go, it's a bummer. But the Blue Angels were here, and Alex Armatas and Amanda Lee were the 2 chosen in the dock, and they were still flying with the Blue Angels, so they were here.
Nice.
It was really cool. I did not go meet Armatas. I could have, but I didn't. I did go meet the guy who flies the 6 plane because he's from Maryland, and I had an O's hat on, and I walked up, and he was like, "Go O's!" He's from Baltimore. He signed I had a water bottle with a crab sticker, and he signed it. It was kind of cool. Super cool show. Incredible. I grew up going and watching the Blue Angels pretty much yearly as a kid. So there's a little bit of me that was pretty emotional throughout their performance.
Did your kids go?
No, it was too hot. I didn't want to take.
I heard like people were
passing
out and going
yeah.
to the hospital.
Gary and I went. We walked about 5 miles because we walked about a mile and a half to get to the gate from where we parked. So 3 miles out, and then we walked the tarmac like until the Blue Angels.
What was hotter, this or when we were filming out by the creek?
This no.
The tarmac.
The tarmac. It was like 130 on the tarmac. It was warm. But it was pretty breezy, so it wasn't too bad. But Booyah experience. Wichita does a great job with their air show. The Blue Angels are incredible. I mean, they've been doing the same show for years, but it's still just so cool to see. And if you ever get a chance and you haven't seen them, I'd recommend it.
Do they like do the same routine?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it changes a little bit based on where they are, right?
Okay.
Like in Chicago, they fly in the city, so it's a little different. But yeah, I mean, they do all the same stunts and stuff.
Because like I'm picturing them like choreographing their routine and like naming it like what Cirque du Soleil does. Or like,
I mean, it is
Avalon on Uranus.
They call it like they have a thing called fleur de lis and stuff like that. So like, yeah, they do name things, maneuvers and stuff. But one of the things in the documentary they kind of go into is they have what they call the Blue Angels Diamond, which is the 4 planes in a formation that fly around. Then you have 2 solo pilots, or joystick jockeys, as the Diamond pilots call them. They all make fun of each other. It's pretty cool. But what they do throughout the year is that formation gets tighter. So if you see them later in the year, the formation will be tighter than it is at the beginning of the year because the pilots become more accompanied and more used to working with each other. Because these pilots rotate through yearly for some. Like they're only there for a year and then they go back to defending the country. So like these are dudes who've served in wars and been stationed in other countries and flown. And so to be the captain, you have to have 3,000 flight hours. We did the math. That's probably 5 years of flying on a regular basis. They talk about like the level, the G-force that they have to deal with, and one of the really neat things in the documentary is they put them in a centrifuge, and they give them a G-suit, which is like it squeezes your leg and stuff, so like the blood you won't pass out. Essentially, it helps you not pass out. Well, the Blue Angels don't fly with them because it goes around your legs, and because you're holding your joystick, they don't want it to inflate and move the stick because everything is so precise. So you have to be able to handle up to 7 Gs and 7 Gs plus with no G suit on. And so you get to watch them pass out, the new people. And then, of course, I watched them fly this weekend, which was kind of surreal. But
they're just like,
yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. If you're into that, like you just watched Maverick, if you're into that, I highly recommend the Blue Angels doc and seeing the Blue Angels if you've never seen them before. More flying. I watched My Adventures with Superman Season 2. Finally finished that up.
Nice.
Did not expect to be emotional in the finale, but I was.
Dude, the finale is
got
so
you.
good.
It's so good. Yeah, it got me. It got me. And it's like, it's one of those things you kind of know it's coming, but it's when she wakes up. I was like, I'm even getting emotional now thinking about it. So good. That show's booyah. I can't wait for Season 3. I think it's expected next year, so can't wait. And then I watched the first 2 episodes of Batman Caped Crusader. And honestly, so far, I kind of like it. I liked the Clayface stuff in episode 2 a lot. I thought it was really good.
I'm bummed they used Clayface in this because I feel like it would have worked really well. And
dude, Reeves could have crushed it with
live
this.
action stuff.
Well, and like, remember, that was the rumors he wanted to do Clayface. And then I'm betting what he did was take his idea and put it in this. So yeah, I'm a little bummed. I think it would have worked really well. But so far through the first 2 episodes, I really like it. It feels I don't know. It feels like Batman's kind of an afterthought in it, which is kind of interesting.
That was my main complaint when I finished it. There's not enough Batman.
But I will say I really like Bruce, like a lot so far. Like the bit where he comes up out of the thing and he runs into Barbara, and he's like, "It's not a party till someone goes overboard." And she's like, "Ugh." And then like the two chicks walk up and he's like, "It's not a party until someone goes overboard." And they're like, "Ah!" And I was like, "This is so stupid, but it's so funny." So really enjoying that. And then I sent you guys a picture of this. This isn't like something I've been doing, but DC is releasing like their famous storylines in compact comics for $10. They're awesome. Awesome. I saw some at Barnes & Noble this past weekend. Picked up the Court of Owls saga.
After pooping.
I did not poop at Barnes & Noble.
No, that's a lie.
No, I really didn't.
There's no way you went to a Barnes & Noble and you did poop. It's literally impossible.
I didn't this time because I didn't eat before. I went after.
Does not matter. I don't believe you.
I really didn't.
I bet you pooped your pants. And there's just poop on the floor in there. You just didn't even realize.
No.
You're a liar. You piece of crap.
But no, the little comics are cool. So far, there's only like 4 or 5 of them out. All-Star Superman, Wonder Woman Earth 1, Batman the Court of Owls saga, Far Sector, and I think there's one other, a Joker one. But they're pretty neat. They're really well put together. I say that as mine's kind of, the binding's a little funky. But super nice. You can buy a $30 comic run for $10, which is awesome. So, yeah, that's it. And then I played a ton of NCAA
Did you
football.
guys enjoy the character design in Caped Crusader? Can you read the rest of that? That is too little.
I personally did not, but still love that art style. So that JT's asking if we liked the character designs in Batman Caped Crusader.
I did.
So far, where I'm at, like I've not seen Harley.
Dude, I really liked Harley.
Yeah,
I guess is a hot take because it's very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, like I loved the Clayface stuff. I thought that was brilliant, and honestly,
just like the 40s aesthetic.
Yeah, the 40s aesthetic's great, but like I wasn't thinking about Clayface when I was watching it. Like I was like, oh yeah, it's this kind of murder mystery around this movie that's being made. And in my mind, you should immediately be like, oh yeah, Clayface.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about it until the end, and I was like, oh yeah.
Tyler, you idiot.
Yeah. It's kind of like one of those things, yeah, you kind of get frustrated with yourself. Like, how did I not figure that out? It's so dumb.
How did I go into Barnes & Noble and not poop?
Yeah, right?
Am I a superhero?
Baroque apparently saw a poor soul poop his pants when he was watching Lawrence of Arabia at a theater.
Oh, poor guy.
Well,
that is rough.
In that person's defense, that movie's about 4.5 hours long.
We need intermissions.
Dedicated to the cause. But, yeah, I don't hate them. I think they look good. So far.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one where I'm like, ugh. You know, which is a good sign. So.
The only character I'd say I didn't like, and it really wasn't their aesthetic, I just didn't really understand why we used them, was Onomatopoeia.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
I think it's like episode 5 or something. It's just like, okay.
All right. We got this.
Yeah, looking forward to watching more of that. So
Sweet. Neato. Okay. Well, hey.
Neato gang.
That brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you for watching, joining us in the chat. Thank you for listening. Until next week, we'll see you.
Ooh.